On today's video, I'm going to share a story from when I was young collecting Magic cards. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG MOX Man here. If you're new to my channel and you're somehow finding me out there in the cyber universe of YouTube on a Saturday, well, thanks a lot for checking out my content today. Smash that subscribe button. Join in the fun. It's free to do. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you every single day of the week. Guys, have an awesome day today. So it's Saturday. It's a pre-recorded video. This is being recorded on Thursday. I'm putting it out on the Saturday because my work schedule is busy. And the weekends, you know, I'm here or there with the family the way it has to be. So today, instead of doing like a market watch update or a would you rather, I thought I would tell you guys a story. I thought I would just share a tale of childhood Magic adventures, right? So sit back, have your coffee, relax, chill with your family, walk the dog, listen to me on your phone. It's awesome, guys. Whatever you'd like to do is good with me. So this is a tale of Magic adventure from a small kid in a small town. Now, when I started playing Magic, guys, I didn't drive. We only had one friend who drove, and he had the Suzuki Sidekick. And I remember, you know, we had like unlimited, revised. We hadn't seen expansions yet. So when along comes Legends, we're all like, oh my God, it was amazing. But you're only allowed to get 3 packs. 3 packs from our local store because you only had 1 box. And then a little while later, I guess, you know, what, 6, 7 months, whatever it was, we heard about another one called Antiquities, whatever it was, Antiquities. We asked our guy, are you getting Antiquities? And he's like, no, we're not getting Antiquities. I was like, oh, but what's in this set? What cards are there going to be? Remember, guys, back then there's no internet. There's no way of finding out what's going to be in the set until you get a Duelist or a Scry magazine. You don't know. You just don't. Inquest, right? You don't know. So we're humming, we're hawing. We're like, oh, we want to know. We want to buy it. And then about a week or two later, after this humming and hawing, and we're talking in the cafeteria, and another friend comes in who didn't really play with us that often, but he was at the cafeteria table as we were playing Magic in the morning. He's like, hey, I hear they've got some in Brampton, which is, by the way, for those who are in Ontario, it's Brampton, Ontario, right? And there was a Brampton mall, and inside that mall was a store called Grey Region, and we had to go there because they had Antiquities. So we're all psyched up. We find our friend who drives, and we start begging. Dude, you got to let us drive. You got to take us. Now, I'm not going to use people's names just in case people get offended or I say something wrong or, you know, I'm going to leave it blank, okay? But this friend drove, and he had a Suzuki Sidekick. It would fit 4 of us, and there were 4 of us. Let's go. And he's like, no, I don't want to go, Matt, to Brampton. Come on. What's my dad going to say? The gas. Because he didn't work. The rest of us had jobs at McDonald's. So we're like, hey, we're going to treat you to McDonald's right now. We're going to explain why, and we're going to help pay for gas. He's like, oh, you guys are going to pitch in for gas? We're like, yeah, we just need your time, bro. The mall opens at 8 a.m. We can get there and get back by 10. It's an hour and a half drive. We'll make it, man. He's like, you know, well, okay. If you're going to pitch in for gas, you're going to buy me some McDonald's. We're like, yeah, we'll pay for your food, man. No worries. And you know what? We're all going to get Magic cards. You play too. He's like, yeah, man. It's a good set. We don't know. We've never seen it. We don't even know what it looks like. But he got convinced. You give the guy a Big Mac meal, supersized fries, supersized Coke, you're good to go. So then along comes the Saturday. We all meet at his house at like 7:30 in the morning. We're like, let's go. Buzzing up the highway, in the little Suzuki Sidekick. He stops off for gas. We all pitch in $5. He's like, oh, $20 isn't a lot. We're like, hey, but it'll get us there. He's like, yeah, it'll get us there. So we go. We get to the mall. Took us a while to find it too, because, you know, there's no GPS back then, everyone. You had to find your way. You had to know where you're going. We had to ask for directions at more than one gas station, but we find the Brampton Mall. We pull into this huge parking lot, and he goes, guys, do you notice something wrong with this picture? We're like, what? He goes, it's not open. There's nobody here. We're like, what? And you start looking around the mall. There's like 1 or 2 cars spotted here and there. The mall's not open. So we walk up, get out of the car. You go to the front, and the mall doesn't open until 10. So we're sitting there waiting for like 45 minutes. We're like, oh. So we're waiting, right? We're just talking about Magic, flipping through our cards, right? Just, you know, sitting outside the car. And then finally the mall opens. So we're running in, and now, again, you don't really know where everything is. You don't have a phone with a thing to tell you what level of store is. So we've never been here. We're looking it up. on these big like chart things they had in the mall. It says, "You are here." And now you have to find us. We're like, we got to go down the escalator, down this hall. So we were off and running. We're like, ah. And yeah, we missed it once or twice, but we found it. Gray region. We go into the place. It hasn't quite opened yet. The guy's like in there getting ready. So we're all standing. And there's one or two other people. I guess they're there to get comic books and stuff. Finally, the guy opens the store. He had like the long, shoulder length hair. He had like a Metallica shirt on, I remember. Kind of a scruffy beard. Younger guy. And he's like, "Hey guys, come on in." And we're all like, "Yeah." So we all run inside. We're like, look around, I go, "Do you have antiquities?" It's like a Magic game. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's over there, man." So we're like, "Yes." So we go over there. And there's the box. It's like this whitish gray box, right? We're like, oh, it's empty. Empty. We're like, "Do you have more?" He's like, "Why?" We're like, "It's empty." He's like, "Oh, is it?" He looks over and he picks it up. He goes, "Yeah, it's empty, guys. Let me see if I have another one." He goes looking. He waits a few minutes, goes, "Guys, look, I'm by myself." He made everyone wait outside the store. He locked the doors. He goes in this little storeroom in the back for like 2-3 minutes, comes back out, opens it up, lets everyone back in, goes, "Guys, I don't have any more. Sorry, that was it. I have revised." We're like, "No, we have revised. We're looking for antiquities." So now we're bummed out. Like, you drove all this way, the opening of the day, and you're just like, ah. So we were walking down, like, I guess left of Gray Region. We're walking down the long, wide mall, boulevard. And then we happened to see a game shop, right? And inside, they had TurboGrafx 16. We're like, "Hey, it's TurboGrafx." So one of my buddies wanted to go in and look. And that's right. Sitting there at the end of that little game store shelf was antiquities. I saw it first. I bumped my friend. He's like a shorter dude. And I go, "Do you see it?" He goes, "See what?" I go, "Dude, they got antiquities." And it was by itself. There was no other cards, nothing. It was just a box of antiquities. So we run over. I mean, literally ran over. Because we can't see inside the box yet. We're outside the store. We were just looking at the TurboGrafx from the little glass window outside. We're like, we run inside. And there, on the shelf, is antiquities. Some packs are gone. But there's like quite a few in there, right? We look at the guy. And he's like, "Oh, it's the only one I have." So, and we look at the price. It was $2.99 a pack. Okay, $2.99. Now we were a little floored because like revised packs were $2.99. So it seemed expensive for only 8 cards to be $2.99 when you get 15 cards. It was very hard for a teenager to reconcile that price. But you start looking at your money, and I had $18. After pitching in my $5, I had $18 and a few some change. But I wanted the 6 packs. So I had to bum some money off a friend. And everyone kind of traded hands, and basically, we almost cleaned the guy out of that box. So now we have our packs. Now, me being the poorest of my friends, I was kind of savoring them, right? I'm kind of like, ooh. I was holding on. Then I look over, and there's another store as we're walking down the thing. And this store, it looks like a bookshop, right? And inside that store is a box of magic I've never seen. I'm like, "What's that?" The thing's purple. I'm like, "But that's magic. I recognize the symbol." Arabian Nights. $1.50 a pack. 8-card booster pack. I'm like, "Hey, guys, they have like this Arabian Night. It's like magic again." They're like, "I've never even heard of that one. Leave it. Let's go." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I left it and off we went. I know. I look back on that too and go, "Whoa." So we sat down. We're chilling out in this like the food court area of the mall, and we're like flipping through packs, slowly opening things. I got my Argivian archaeologist. I'm like, "This is an Argivian archaeologist. What does he do? He's a 1/1, costs 3. Oh, guys, he can bring back my Chaos Orb. I can blow stuff up over and over again." And my friend's like, "Oh, it's gonna be brutal playing with you." I'm like, "Yeah, it will be." Another friend opens a Colossus of Sardia. The thing's a 9/9 monster we've never seen. He goes, "I'm going to put this in my green deck with my Force of Nature. I'm going to instill it." And we're like, 9/9, it's a trap. That thing is huge. I couldn't believe it. The things we saw in that set, Ashnods and everything, just blew our minds, okay? We've never seen cards like that. There was like a rocket launcher, like crazy cards. And of course, back then, we didn't have a large pool of cards. So we were probably the only ones in our town at that point who were coming back with antiquities. So these are very unique cards for our play groups at our little store. So after a while, we got all the cards together. We're putting all of our stuff away. And I go, who's got money? So I asked my other friend who sat in the back of the Suzuki Sidekick with me. I go, you got some cash? He goes, is that why you didn't eat? I said, well, I spent my money on cards. How much money you got? He goes, I don't know, I got a couple bucks. I go, can I have like $4? I'll pay you back as soon as we get home. I need $4. And I ran and I bought 2 purple packs. That's right. I bought Arabian Nights. But I didn't even open them. I just stuffed them in my bag and off we went. Got into the car. We're driving home on the highway. And the same buddy who's driving, because again, only license was him. He goes, okay, guys, we got to stop for gas. We're like, stop for gas? We already stopped for gas. He goes, guys, we've been there. We're going back. I told you we're almost empty. We got to fill up again. We're all looking at each other like, He goes, that's all the money you had? We're like, yeah, how much money do you have? He goes, I spent it on cards. So we're all saying to each other, we all spent it on cards. We pull into the gas station, and now everyone's scrounging. I took my buddy's last $4. I had like 50, 60 cents left over. We managed to get enough change together for about $4 in gas. $5 almost. So embarrassing. We're teenagers, what do you know? And then off we go down the highway again. We barely made it into our town. Barely. We had to coast the last little bit. We didn't even make it to our buddy's house. We had to coast into a gas station, get to a payphone, ask the guy at the counter for a quarter to call our buddy's dad to come pay for gas. So my buddy's dad comes, and it was not good. He got reamed out for taking the car and not filling up with gas, and he's got the payback. And we all owned up to that part. And we said, you know what, we're all going to pitch in. We'll go home, we'll get money. So then we had to, he filled up the car to the brim, and we had to drive home. And he was not happy. I'm telling you now, not happy. I had to go home. I had to tell my parents what happened. My dad didn't really have a real issue. He gave me some money. I don't remember exactly how much, but he said I'm going to have to pay him back. We got the money, and we all pooled it in. That night, we paid him back. And he seemed more satisfied at that point. He goes, don't make that mistake again. You never go anywhere with a full tank of gas. And all we're thinking about was the magic cards. Okay? So, decks, awesome, playtime. Months go by. I'd forgotten I'd bought a couple of purple packs. Well, I want you to know, those Arabian Nights packs sat in my parents' basement in a little cubby hole for about 20 years before they finally got turned into me by my parents later in life, where I had a whole bunch of packs that I just never got around to opening, and they sat in a pile, which is kind of weird for a teenager, but I had quite a few. It was kind of cool. I actually used to do some stuff with them, but that's beside the point. So I thought you guys might enjoy that story of just hunting down the things you would do back then to go and do it, and the fact you were broke all the time as a teenager, but you wanted to have those magic cards. I wonder how different it is for kids nowadays trying to buy those collector booster boxes or the booster packs with really fancy cards, right? Blows my mind. So I hope you enjoyed the story, guys. Have an awesome one today. Yeah, I think we got yelled at for that gas thing. I just wasn't going to go there with you guys. You know how it is. We got yelled at loud. I'm not going to add the swear words in because it was bad. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to the tale of a search for magic cards. This is MTG MOX, man. Have a great day, everyone. We got yelled at so bad. Hey, guys. Big shout out to all my patrons out there. I know you want to be a patron, but you can't. You can't be a patron because the patrons are all sold out. What can I do about it? Nothing. Patrons are awesome. Thanks a lot to all my patrons out there. I look forward to seeing you guys Sunday on the live stream. It's going to be awesome. So you made it to the end of the video? Here's what really happened. When we ran out of gas and we called his dad came down and basically picked his kid up in the air by the kid's belt. I'm talking, he was a short man, but he was so strong. He just picked, he goes, what were you thinking? And then a whole bunch of curse words. And he looked at us and said, you're paying me back. I know where all you live. You better come up with the money by tonight. So we came up with the money. And it was cool. Sort of. We weren't allowed in the house for a year. We were allowed to stay outside and talk in the yard. But we weren't allowed in the house. We didn't earn back that privilege for like a year. You're kids. Stuff happens.